Is, is this real life? Is this real life, my friends? Hello. How the heck are all of you? My goodness. Apologies for my I'm a little sick. You can probably tell. Also trying to get you guys some music here. There we go. Playing the Green Hell soundtrack. I wasn't in the jungle necessarily, but you know, gives kind of some similar vibes. My goodness. What we got here? This is the third cheers I'm gonna have to do for the day, but I'll go ahead and start here since it's live on the screen. Coleman, cheers to you. Thank you so much for the 37th freaking month. Holy crap. Cheers. Happy that you're back, friend. I'm happy to be back. I also need to give Oro a cheers for gifting that sub to K Dizzle. Cheers. And also another one to Nonder with the raid. Nonder, my man, I've missed you. Cheers. Cheers. What? Oh, and Lady Iron. Lady Iron for 32. Cheers to you. Cheers. Oh my goodness. I have so many people to say hello to. It's great to see you all. I think it was Octi that got first, is what it looked like. The hype train thing is hiding my view now, but Octi, hello. You're home now too, right? Coleman, good morning. Lady Iron, good morning. Peachy, good morning. Ursa, good morning. Hello, hello. Poro, Red, I am back, my friend. I'm back. Oh, and now we're gifting a sub to Jard from Koro. Oh my goodness. Cheers to you, Koro and Jard. What in the world's going on here, you all? Cheers to you, Coleman. Regular cheers up. Cheers. Geez, Louise. Professor. You don't need to say hi to me. You're right, I don't, Professor, but I'm going to anyway. Hi, Professor. Hi, Professor. Cheers. Thank you so much for the 100 gold coins, and also to Ursa. It's been 84 years. Cheers to you, Ursa. Let's party. From the window to the wall, to the wall. Put the meat spills out my hall. My hall.
These Vikings crawl.
Oh, ski, 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 ski. Oh, ski, ski.
Oh man.
Oh, ski, 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 ski. Oh, ski, ski.
Oh man.
I don't know that there's a way for me to figure that part out, but Capybara, thank you so much for the 300 gold coins. Cheers to you. And also Peachy for gifting a sub to Capybara. My goodness, you all. Cheers. And Lady Iron, another 300 gold coins. You all, am I yelling, by the way? I feel like I'm yelling. Cheers. I'm a little bit stuffed up. And it's got me feeling like I have no idea how loud I'm talking. You'll all let me know if I'm yelling, right? You would tell me. Red, hello. K Dizzle, hello. Jard, greetings. Woodsy, how are you all doing? K is premature rating. That's what you crazy kids call it these days. Who up looting they goods? Jard, how are you doing? I said Non's talking too long. I'm out and ran over here to the cool kids table. Nonder can't talk too long. No such thing for Nonder. I'm sleepy, y'all. I'm the same, Koro. Excuse me. Whose stream is this? I don't remember subbing to it. Loots Magoots. Dutch, how are you, Dutch? Clumsy, hello. Excuse me. And Nonder, non-raid on the start screen, no less. Indeed. I was running a little late today. I was fighting some demons, if you will. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and just I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and take a full shower. I took a full shower. I thought about just going ahead and just starting my day, but take a full shower, get started this the right way. It's why I'm not wearing glasses, because I have an appointment later on, and I'd be wearing contacts for that. So trying to get started like it's a normal day for the most part. So used to be stuck in my head every day, this song. Beat the raid to it even. Mine was appropriately timed. Like the title of the stream, let's catch up, question mark? Like he's not sure he wants to know what we've been up to unsupervised. I mean, we've been feral. We haven't exactly been behaved. Yeah, what did happen though? Kid is wanting me, so I gotta run. We'll be up for Lurk Nonder. Love you, dude. He's 4. It's about time you start teaching him that life isn't always fair. You saw your kid yesterday. We haven't seen Lutz in a week and a half. Oh my gosh. Return of the King. Clumsy, how are you? How was your like last week and a half? There's the handsome face. Are you looking in a mirror, Coleman? Wilderness Lutz. I do look like I do look like I've been living in the wilderness. I have a haircut later on. That's what my appointment is. So what did the savannah do to you? As I live and breathe. No lions did eat me, thankfully. Thankfully. You actually went to the other side of the globe and decided to come back in just 1 week? I don't know about decided so much as had to, I guess. But Nidalicious, how are you? Wear his glasses, Lutz. I thought about it, but both Ursa and Coleman said just do what you want. And I was like, well, I'll go ahead and get ready for my appointment later on. So no glasses, sorry. Day Game, how are you doing? Is that water from before the trip? Oh yeah, it is. Definitely. Definitely. Are we drowning, Lutz? No, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. Although I do feel like my head's underwater just because of the congestion a little bit. So glad you're home, Octi. Got a nice stale flavor. Professor. Beginning to suspect that he didn't go to Africa. His voice sounds like he just got back from the Eras tour. You're on to something, Kay. Speaking of the Bay Area. Oops, Caps. I got first. Oh, it was Lady Iron that got first. Well, congrats, Lady Iron. Stupid thing erased my bits before. Oh. I'll be there at the end of July 2024. You'll be in the Bay Area. That's true. That's true. Look at that beard. It's getting pretty wild, isn't it? Thank you all. I'm gonna give another cheers up. Thank you all for the hype train. Unreal. Cheers. Cheers. You look a bit like Obi-Wan with that beard. Is that a good thing? It is a compliment to be mistaken for Iron. He's like, I can't drink anymore. I am going to be well hydrated. I need it though. How's the missus feeling? I think she's doing a little better than I am. She started getting sick before I did. So she's, I think, more on the back half of it than I am. But she wasn't feeling very well during the trip. Stop yelling at me, please. I had a big boo-boo. You had a big boo-boo? Since everyone else is giving bits, can I take my bits back? You can, in fact, yeah. Hello there, True Celt. I'm back for a few minutes. Looks like I'm taking the kid on an adventure to CVS. Oh, that's fun. What kind of adventure are we in for? Happy, you doing all right? Cora, I'm feeling much better than I did this time yesterday. But we'll see how it goes. I've been coughing a lot. I don't know. Maybe I might have coughed a bit last night, or maybe, I guess what I'm trying to say is I coughed a bit last night, but maybe it wouldn't have been. Jenny woke me up and I was up for, I've not had really solid sleep since about 3:45 this morning. This is another reason why I'm dragging butt right now. Jenny had a really, really rough night. And so I woke up to her panicking downstairs. So I came downstairs. And only then did I start coughing. Like I didn't cough at all. Well, that's not true. Actually, I did wake up at one point about 45 minutes after I fell asleep coughing. But I took a sip of water and fell right back asleep. But I only started coughing once I came downstairs to stay with Jenny. So I don't know. I might have been coughing all night. I might not have. But either way, I did not get the amount of sleep that I had hoped for. That's for sure. I got a lot of sleep last night, and even during the day yesterday, I took a few naps. So I was feeling pretty good, but I feel better this morning than I did yesterday morning. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The wife is just getting her yearly bronchitis, so I got to get some meds to kick it. Oh, dang. What the hell? You got a wife? My wife? Been watching a lot of sumo wrestling? Wait, really? Why is that? I only talk about her like all the time. Doing good. Watched the new Hunger Games with my friend. Had a sleepover. How was it? By the way, I'm muted because I'm talking to Mr. Peachy on the phone. Did you bless the rains? Of course I did. How do I blur pick on Discord so I can share? You have to mark it as a spoiler. So when you go to upload it, there'll be like a little icon you can click to make it a spoiler. Wait, who's going to the Bay Area? That's Coleman. Do you have Ebola? I don't think so, but maybe. I did some gnarly photos of Pixel be worn. They're bloody, so spoiler marked. What did you do, Woodsy? Was it a bike wreck? Was it good? I want to see it. Not gonna liked it way more than the OG films. Did you really? Definitely sounds like Ebola. There's a bout of walking pneumonia this year. Oh shoot, I don't like the sound of that. I had walking pneumonia when I was a kid, and it was awful. Right after stream, I started a little cough, and it feels like a weird cough, if you know what I mean. Oh, dang. I don't like that. 24-hour sumo channel on Twitch. There's a major tournament right now, so sumo has consumed my life. Did you watch sumo before? I saw Thanksgiving Friday. Who liked gruesome horror? Thanksgiving Friday? What's that? Your niece just went to the hospital with pneumonia? Okay, I think I was trying to transfer some images. This is what I had. I just kind of came up with this idea this morning, so I don't know if it's a good one or not, but okay, it looks like that could be all right. And those do seem to be in order, I think. Yes. Okay. Oh shoot, I missed one of those pictures. I copied some of the images over just now. They were transferring while stream was starting. So if you guys would like, we can look through some of the photos from my trip. Also, I was going to share my kind of like itinerary with you guys, maybe have you help me write it. Typically what I like to do when I go on trips or just vacation in general is just do like a bullet journal, but I fell behind on mine today, or I fell behind on mine during the trip. Just because it was such an active trip, we didn't really get a chance to catch our breath a whole lot. And so I fell behind on that. So I figured I'd maybe read about it, or read you guys what I do have, and we could help fill in the gaps and what I'm missing. But have time off coming up. Not a good time to get sick. No. Show us the lions. You want to see the lions, Kay? Never really watched sumo before, but it's pretty fascinating to learn about it and see all the ritual and symbolism. Your girl caught a cold just before I was slated to go to Ottawa. Dang. Went anyway, but I was not as happy about it as I should have been. Dang. Yeah, I basically was sitting in the airport in Nairobi to come back home, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm super congested and sneezy right now. So, yeah. I'm glad it was at the end of my trip and not like in the middle or at the beginning of my trip, but it still sucks because then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're feeling like garbage. Now get back to work. So it was good. Also, some other Mr. Peace family stuff occurred. Uh-oh. Okay. Gonna miss my daily sumo today. Wait, do you watch Sumo Daily? Gotta run. Hearts to all. Nonder, love to you, my friend. Hopefully if you are coming down with something that's very minor. Gotta have some daily sumo. It's my favorite. Thankfully it plays twice, so I can probably watch it when I get home. It's been pretty awesome to watch the tournament. Huh? Yeah, I've never seen sumo before, honestly. Also, I didn't have the proper setup for some coffee today, so I'm going with the tried and true sparkling ice caffeine. Today we've got the watermelon lemonade flavor, which is I think I would say is probably my third favorite flavor, but it's not saying much because the other two are really freaking good. So there we are. And a little caffeine again. Trying to get back into this routine. So even though I've been up since early this morning, I don't think I'm going to take a nap today because I want to try to get back into the routine of like sleeping when I'm supposed to. We'll see how it goes. But anyway. Okay, friends. I mean, there are some pretty like not good pictures in here, like just pictures that kind of suck. But I don't think there are any pictures that are going to really dox me too hard or anything like that. Just double checking. If there aren't any, I will just go ahead and share them with you on screen. I don't think any of them will be too bad here. Don't mind me. I had like 686 pictures to scroll through, so I feel like I'm moving fairly quick considering. All right, all right, all right. Oh, this is looking good. Looking good. All right. I think we'll just go ahead and start sharing some images if you guys are interested. That work for you? It's so fun. I didn't know you watched Sumo Jard. Back, not doing too good. Essentially, I can't stop thinking about my crush and what could have been. Your crush? You're going to Castleton Square today? Uh-oh. Godspeed, J-Game. What are you going there for? Would you be able to show us the phone attachment you used? Also, how many camera lenses do you have on your phone? Show and tell. Cappy wants that. All right. So first of all, here's my phone. I rock the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. Okay. Two lenses. You can see. All right. When you said something about attachment, I was like, I don't really know what you mean, Ursa. I did not use an attachment. I don't think there'd be a way for me to show you on stream. I mean, maybe there'd be a way to show you on stream. I just held my phone up to the binoculars. That's all I did. That's all I did. It takes a little bit of some finagling because it's, you know, you're holding binoculars and then you're holding your phone and trying to make sure they line up properly. But that's all I did. Sumo's a watch usually in the mornings. Nice. Okay. Had no idea. That's the cutest emoji. Thank you. I thought you had a binocular attachment. I had one for my one lens phone that clamped on. Oh, gotcha. I think I didn't see anything about a clamp, but I did see a tripod. And the binoculars I bought didn't come with a tripod. I wonder if I'd be able to show you though. Off to class. Have fun, kids. Professor, have a great class. Oh, you're knocking out some Christmas shopping in Castleton? Well, I hope it goes all right. I typically don't go to Castleton. I was going to say if I can help it, but it's not really, it's just because I don't really think to go there, I guess. Yeah. Okay. How about, let's see, what would be the best way for me to share this then? I can just go to this screen. Kelt! It's been almost 3 years. Holy crap, it has 29 months. Cheers. Thank you so much, Kelt. Cheers. Same, have to go to the Van store. Normally go to Greenwood Mall, a little less scary. Oh, I gotcha. The Van store, huh? Is it just for shoes or are you buying something else? Because the last several pair of Vans I've just gotten from DSW, which has been pretty good. They have a lot of big sales. So I mean, I think the most I paid for the last few pairs I've gotten was like $45, something like that. I mean, they're cheap. They're cheap. Which has been great, but if you need more than just shoes, then you know they have some exclusives. That makes sense. I'm pretty standard. I get the all black Atwood Deluxe. That's pretty much all I do. Head into work. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Woodsy, hope you have a wonderful day. I'm a little afraid looking at these pics. I think I might wait till you're gone to look at them, if I'm being honest. Since I can't talk to you about them now anyway. I think I'm going to wait till you're gone. I hope you're doing all right, though. Wife is the fancy, stylish hairstylist. Yeah. No, they got some cool ones for sure. I have a pair of dress Vans because I guess that's what us emo kids do. But they're another pair of Atwood Deluxe, just different colorway. That's all. They've got like that. They're black with like that kind of fabric-y looking, gray on part of it. I'll be listening to my car for the next 15 minutes. I gotcha. Okay. Well, maybe I'll take a look at the pics. I'm a little afraid though, Woodsy. Crash on my bike yesterday. Oh, man. That doesn't look good. Is that on your side? The first one? Side and knee? Dang. I hope that heals up quick, Woodsy. Man, yeah, the side is like, if you ever get, I'm sure you know now, but like, it's shockingly tender over there. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't like bruise too bad and it heals up pretty quick. An employee say that like classic rock Foo Fighters and Green Day equals dead. Man, that's great though. Oh, I love the classic rock. Very tender. Yeah, dang. Okay, let's do this kind of combo. Let's see here. How can I? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think this will be fine. Just have to double check here. All right. Okay, let me bring you in over here to my view, and then let's see. We're gonna write an itinerary. We'll look at some pics, and we're gonna write an itinerary. Let me open this. This should be all right. I didn't really plan this ahead of time, my friends, so sorry, bear with me here. Okay. Try this here. All right. You guys can now see the you can see the image and my notes. I'll try to get this to where my face isn't blocking it too much. All right. Pardon. Hey, Ark. Good morning. Whoa. All right. So this first pick, I'll try to keep up with the itinerary I have here as well. I've got this note, and I'm gonna kind of, like I said, we're gonna try to finish it up here. So. So yeah, let's kind of fill you in on if you're interested at all in the trip. This is kind of how it went. All right. So our first day, day one, was Wednesday, November 8th. Yeah, November 8th. Okay. Ark, how have you been? What's new? So I made a note. This is what it looks like on my phone. Just kind of a wall of text. Like I said, it's basically a bullet journal, if you will, on what we did. So I try to give like a sentence, or basically just break the day up into sentences. So we left our house around 9:15 a.m. to drive to our friend's place to park our car. All right. We got there, takes about 3.5 hours to get up there. Okay. After that, because this is obnoxious, right? Put this over here. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So then we got a ride from our friend to the airport. We left out of O'Hare. O'Hare in Chicago. For our 4:30 p.m. Central. Gosh, light. Hard to type when you're here live. You're tired mostly. Is there a... Let's blow this up a little bit, huh? Although... makes it bigger so you can see, but but then it also makes the breakpoints a little crappy. Why does this music make it sound like we're listening to a true crime podcast about a guy that was murdered and fed to lions? Well, this is the Green Hell soundtrack, which is not at all the same area of the world I was in, but you know what? It kind of gives similar vibes. Okay. Oh yeah, this is great. So we got on the plane and began getting really excited when we realized that one of the seats in our row was not being claimed. You know what? I guess here, let's do this. Let's go ahead. You guys probably can't see this at all. So let's go ahead and blow this up real big. All right. We'll just do this. We'll put some brakes in here. All right. Got on a plane, became really excited when we realized one of the seats in our row was not being claimed. All right. After 20 minutes, we realized that everybody in our section had one seat in their row that was unclaimed. Turns out we bought an upgraded ticket that gave us an empty seat in our row. So it took us about 20 minutes of us sitting on the plane and being like, oh my gosh, nobody's sitting in this. This is going to be great. This is an 8-hour flight. This is going to be awesome. We're not going to have another person in our seat or in our row. About 20 minutes later, realized, oh, nobody has an extra person in their row because this is an upgraded seat. So yeah, that was great. That's so cute. Yeah, so we're just sitting there whispering to each other. I'm trying not to get too excited. Oh, me either. But I'm already getting excited. Oh, we shouldn't get excited because somebody's gonna come and take this seat. And then sure enough, yeah. Can't believe you didn't spend all your weekend working on a slideshow for us. How dare you? Getting all excited for the serendipity you paid for. Yeah. Oh, this says, okay, spent the next 7 hours in transit to Amsterdam. All right. And by that point, our day is pretty much over. Amsterdam is plus 6 hours ahead. 6 hours. We'll just do plus 6 hours. They're 6 hours ahead of us here, those of us on the Eastern time zone. Okay, so then we have day 2, Thursday, November 9th. Okay. Hey, Chris, thanks so much. Good morning to you. How are you doing? I realize this first picture here is, well, I don't know. We're almost to that point of getting to the first picture. Landed in Amsterdam and wandered into their very nice airport that was decorated for Christmas. It looked really great in there. It did. Laid on a bench behind a somewhat secluded food stall and fell asleep. Had to take a nap. I did not sleep very well on that flight at all, so I had to try to take a nap. Finally unmute the stream. Hi, Lutz. Hi, Peachy. Lutz, you are wicked cute with your little notes. Do you do this when you travel, Lady Iron? Welcome back, Coleman. Lutz, if you click format up at the top and then turn on word wrap, I think it automatically adjusts words for you. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that, my friend. I wanted to keep it zoomed in so you guys could see if you're following along. And I'll be honest, Notepad has a lot more features than I would think. K for the win. Lutz, I noticed something funny this past week. What's that? I write in a journal every night of my trips. Do you journal similar to this? I don't really journal much, but I do like to do it when I travel because I want to try to remember things. And usually a lot of things happen in such a short excuse me, a lot of things happen in such a short period of time. I pretty much have to, you know, I have to try to take note or else I'll forget something. I'm basically a coder. Heck yeah, you are. If you ever need a reference, just let me know. What was funny this past week? You're doing some mining and crafting. Nice, Red. Very nice. Okay. Woke up to our area being much more full and women sitting near my feet. Near my feet. Yeah, that was weird, okay? I was on a long bench. Mrs. Magoots was basically head to toe in front of me, and we were on this long bench. So she was head toe, then it was my head toe, and then there were some tables, like little bar type tables at this booth bench thing we were sitting on, and there were two women sitting on the bench like at my feet, and I was like, is this weird for you? Because it's kind of weird for me, you know? So anyway, got up and went to grab some food from a shop called Bread! Exclamation point. Thought that was it was a really interesting place. Look back on Kofi in your last trip post because my friend was looking for vacay suggestions. Noticed you only posted 2 of 9 posts about Bora Bora. Yeah. Last time I coded was in the MySpace era. Pretty much a quick rundown of the day, mostly feelings and stuff because that's the stuff I tend to forget, for sure. Yeah, Coleman, the Bora Bora stuff quickly, I still have all my journals for Bora Bora, but it quickly fell out of, I fell out of practice and writing for it. I should just share the journal like this instead of doing a full rundown. Because it's just hard. It was hard for me to find the time to keep up with it. Maybe the last 7 posts were not safe for work. They all were. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's see. Didn't finish my ham caprese sandwich because my tomato was furry. Yeah, it was a bit weird. I don't know if there was something stuck to the tomato or if it was like mold or what, but it wasn't looking good, so I threw it away. Got on our flight to Nairobi. This time seated right next to the bathroom, but still with an empty seat in our row. Watched wait. Played a lot of Dark Alliance Baldur's Gate. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I wrote that the wrong way. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on my tablet. Anybody ever play that? It's a hack and slash Baldur's Gate game. Watched Godzilla versus Kong for the last 2 hours of the flight. Amazing piece of cinema. That's what I put in my notes. Amazing piece of cinema. Yeah, it was just railing. Clam down, you two. We need some spray bottles. Well, this noise you're playing in the background, like it's all horror movie or an episode of The Twilight Zone or something. Love when there's an empty seat beside you on a plane, right? You've played Dark Alliance on PC? Wait, the old one, right? From like 2000, 2001, 2002 era? Is that right? Hang on one second, friends. I'm gonna go ahead and change this music. Seems like we're not really enjoying it, and to be honest, it doesn't really fit the vibe. We're going to play African folk music instrumental. How's that? Maybe that'll fit the vibe. Oh, you got the newer one. Gotcha. Yeah, this is the old one from like, I think it's like 2001. Something like that. It's one I played a lot as a kid and loved it. Playing it now as an adult, I'm realizing it's not very good. Not that good of a game. Anyway, Okay. Landed in Nairobi sometime after 11 p.m. They are plus 8 hours ahead. And waited in a somewhat long line to go through customs. Okay. Mrs. McGoots tried using the ATM outside the airport, but it didn't work. Panic ensued. All right. So we got a little worried that we weren't gonna have any money for this trip. Met our first guide from the tour company who took us to our hotel along with 2 others in our group. And I'm not going to share their names just for... Yeah. I don't know why, but the word cinema doesn't look correct, but it is. That's because cinema is a dumb word. The place around here, we have a place around here called Subs. I wonder what they sell. It is curious. Do they sell like submarines? Like actual underwater vessels? Or maybe they sell like substitute teachers? Mark, it's Italian. It's a great word. Arrived at the hotel and nearly fell asleep while our guide gave the briefing. I was very tired, and he was giving us pretty much the whole trip's briefing. It was a lot. So went upstairs to our room to find that there were 3 single beds in there. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. We got a room for the 2 of us, and it had 3 single beds in it. There was a single bed like along the wall, kind of as you walk in, basically across the room from the bathroom door. And then there was you walk straight in. There's one bed, the beds that go basically perpendicular to the way that you walked in. So yeah. Crawled over Mrs. McGoots's legs in order to get into my own bed and passed out for only about 4 hours. All right, there we go. That's it for that day. Guess I could just copy these here. Day 3. Friday, November 10th. No thanks, lol. Digging this background music? Care to join me? Wiggly brows. No thanks. I told you there was a 3rd traveler. Rude. Appreciate you so much, Ark. There he is, everyone's favorite e-boy. How you doing, Ghost? Is the detail crawled over Mrs. Magoo's legs necessary, though? Not me being a copy editor. What do you mean, is it necessary? It is necessary. What I'm trying to say is the room was so small, I could not walk around the bed. I had to crawl over her bed to get to my bed. Ghost, how you doing? Is it necessary? Can somebody ban Peachy? What is it? What is this? Sword Bear. Has it seriously been 6 months? Holy crap. 6-month Poggies. My goodness. Cheers. Thank you so much, Swordy. How the heck are you? Hey, Slothy. How are you doing, Slothy? Nice to see it. Thank you. It's good to be seen. You come back from a week's vacation and you want to ban me on your first day back? I go away for a week and you're trying to ask me if what I'm doing is worth your time? Hello there. What do you want from me? I'm a little eepy. My sleep schedule got screwed up from having to stay up to take care of drunk people at the gate at the gala thing. Your money's on Peachy for this fight? No, listen.
Surprise,
listen. She comes in here and
motherfucker.
she's like, hey, I know you're giving a story, but is what you're saying necessary? Like, yes, it's necessary. Why? I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't necessary. Yes, I wanted you guys to understand how small this room was. I had to crawl over my wife's legs in order to get into my own bed because there was no room in the room to walk around. He lives visiting from Germany, just having a low-key work morning while we make breakfast. Oh, heck yeah. From Germany. I appreciate the journey. Believe me, I do, because I'll never get to see a small African room. Well, okay. I mean, it's an African room in that it's in Africa, I guess. But like, I told Mrs. Magoots it was very similar to the hotel I stayed at in New York City. Nairobi, pretty much. I mean, you can pretty much think of it as like New York City, right? It's different, of course. Of course, it's different. But like, I think a lot of times, and I'm the same way. So like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, you guys, but like, as Americans, I think we've kind of got this in our brains that like cities overseas, especially if places are quote unquote third world countries, that they just don't have nice things or whatever. Furthest thing from the truth, right? Like I had my eyes opened, especially when I went to China. When I went to in Beijing, Shanghai, and all of those places, like when I tell you the amount of cars that were driving around that were way nicer than any city I've been in here in the US, like I'm not even kidding you. Like every car that I saw was like a Porsche, like a BMW, Teslas. Like I saw just every car. It wasn't even like it was crazy. The oldest car I saw was maybe like 6 years old. Yeah. Pretty wild. But anyway. So yeah, just to say that too, like when you say like small African room, you might be thinking the exact same thing that I am, but just the connotation of me reading that, I was sort of like, well, keep in mind too, it's very similar. Like it was pretty much in New York City. At least while in Nairobi. Now it's very different elsewhere, but he's creating atmosphere. Thank you, Coleman. How small was it? So glad we had to know her legs were there to be a part of the obstacle course. The private conversation. Tell her I said, Helia! All I really want to know is, did you visit Wakanda? Lord Luce is just saying his worldview is more cultured and he's better than us, NBD. Fair. Can't tell you how jealous we were when he and Mrs. went to Bora Bora. He was in Kenya. Africa is a big place. Geez, it's true. Africa is a big place. I was in Kenya, and specifically on this day, I was in Nairobi, Kenya. So yeah, Sword Bear, I spent 6 days in Kenya. Anyone have a GPU support bracket they're really fond of? Kelt, I have one. Nothing too crazy about it though. It's magnetic on one end so that it sticks to the case, and then it's got kind of like a grippy top that the GPU rests on. Totally good. It was like $6 or $7. So I would say don't overthink it. Unless there's something specific you're looking for, don't overthink it. Stand correct, I should say. I will never get to see a small room in Africa. See a lot of Teslas in some mid-sized college town I live in. Do you? You weren't banned through sweetness. I could change that. Must mean the mods like me more than they like Lutz, right? I won't because I'm too Canadian to do it as a joke. For the memes. We need Clumsy to paint you and Mrs. Riding Lions with the Viking hat. Peachy, they do like you. Ban me, daddy. No. Didn't like that. Yep, don't like that. Don't like that at all. All right, that was the end of Thursday. So let's talk about Friday here. So now we get to the point where you see this image. All right, this is the image you get. All right, woke up early to repack our bags before heading down to breakfast. Okay. Let's see. Breakfast. Oh, wait, here, let's just combine this here. Which was a wonderful spread of food. It was delicious. The first day of breakfast was delicious, but this was our room view. This picture I took here, this was up against the window of our room in Nairobi. So yeah, there you go. This was right before we headed down to breakfast. So now you're caught up. We're caught up with the text to the images. So here you go. All right. Met two others from our group. Oh wait, sorry. This is another image we've got here. I took a picture of Mrs. Magoots while she was trying to sneakily take a picture of me. I think this smile comes from after she got caught. So yeah, we kind of waited in the lobby for the rest of our group. And yeah, see here. Met two others from our group as we loaded into our safari van. And left Nairobi to head towards Amboseli. That was our first national park. That was the first national park on our stop. This is the first time you've ever seen Mrs. Magoots. Is that right, Ark? Friday the 10th seems very interesting. Let's talk about that. Wait, it does? Oh, I see what you mean. It is very interesting. Let me tell you. She is fire. How many women look this fudging good at this angle for real? She is fire. Loots at the lottery. The lottery? She's nearly perfect. She is seriously the best. That angle on me gets all 6 of my chins. Oh, I don't believe that, Peachy. We just have hella rich people here. No one. Did someone say lottery? That's lottery. Was that chosen on purpose?
Motherfucking lottery!
Yeah, it was chosen on purpose, right? Okay. Okay. Saw several different animals on the drive. Pulled over to see a giraffe on the side of the road, which is pretty ridiculous. It's like, oh, hey, look, we drive by and there are things like squirrels and deer or something like that. And then there's oh, look, that's a giraffe. So yeah, I think I have an image of that. Oh, this was our van, by the way. This is what the van looked like. We took the back row for the first leg of the trip. So yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like. Basically, our driver is up there in the front right. So they drive on the left side of the road with the steering wheel on the right side of the vehicle. And then so our driver's in the front right. The front left was nobody was sitting there. That's where they kept a big water jug to keep us hydrated. And then there in the seats, the seats not directly in front of us, but right behind the driver. We have basically a mother-son pair that were in our group. And then right in front of us was a husband-wife pair that were in our group. We think similar, pretty close to our age. And then Mrs. Magoots and I were in the back seat, which was a bench. So I need some coffee. I do need some coffee, honestly. I look like Buffalo built that angle. Put the lotion in the basket. I don't believe it's only 6. I kid him the last one. Talk about chins. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Magoots was the win. We don't play the lottery game when talking about Mrs. Magoots. Are you even married? Man. First out for blood, right? Bench seat so you could hold hands. We did use it to be able to sleep on each other's shoulders, which was a lot of, you can't really sleep on each other's shoulders in these pilot seats. So yeah. This was us leaving. This was what it looked like when we were leaving Nairobi. So we're on the roadway there. I don't know if I want to necessarily show everything. This was a, it'd also take a lot of time if I showed you every video. This was us passing through like a little city, or a little village, I guess I would say, on our way to Amboseli National Park. There are just a lot of traffic in these places. So it's kind of interesting. They also have speed bumps that go through every village. So our driver always had to slow down. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. The countryside though, I shared some images with you guys. The countryside is gorgeous. All right. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It was rainy for a lot of the first part of our trip. So you're seeing some clouds and whatnot. But you can see just how flooded it was in some parts as well, because it was very, very rainy. But then all of a sudden you just see, oh look, there's some mountains, you know? It's like flat, 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 mountains. I don't know, I just thought it was very cool. Oh, this was me trying to get an artsy pic of Mrs. Magoots. It didn't work because it was hard to get the lighting correct for that. And here we are. Now we're getting caught up with the with the journal here. So yeah, giraffe, side of the road, giraffe just sitting there. 2 giraffes actually. There's one over there and one over here. Yeah, that was a zoomed in picture of it. It's like, oh look everybody, there's a giraffe out to the left. Got a video of it walking. Because we ended up pulling over. I saw it, I was dying. I love those types of goofy chin photos. Oh, that's true, yeah. Koro does a lot of those images. Why are you two the cutest married couple? We're not. Well, I mean, maybe we are. I don't know. I just say I love this whole trip came about because Miss Magoots one day was like, hey, let's do the safari guide trip to Kenya. And Luce was like, okay, cool. Well, we had talked about it a lot before then. And you'll see if we can make it all the way through to the end, which I already realized, like, it's already almost 10 o'clock. But Mrs. Magoots has a friend in Nairobi, and that's where, like, she always wanted to go and visit her there. So when this trip came around and she saw the price and like what all was included, she's like, I think we should do this. So I mean, I at least knew it was coming. If we only knew after kids. Thon was dying. I love those types of goofy chin photos. After kids, what even is vacation? Just add a filter, Lutz. Vids for some reason reminded me of being on a train in France. Did you ride a train in France, Coleman? That'd be very cool. I would love to ride a European train, considering you can ride a train pretty much anywhere. Just at everyone's phone, she just randomly takes your phone and snaps a selfie. Always such a flattering angle. Yeah. No smoking. They shouldn't have let her in the vehicle. All right. I think that was, let's see, what's this? Oh, there's some zebras. There were some zebras on the side of the road too. So I tried zooming in. The zoom on my phone is not very good. It uses a digital zoom rather than an optical zoom. And so basically it makes things appear pretty pixelated, which is why the binoculars ended up being a really good investment. But yeah, there were some zebras along the way. And there's a super zoomed in picture of one. And some zebras on the side of the road. Okay. So what's next? Stopped at a curio shop on the... Wait, where'd that go? Stopped at a curio shop to use the bathrooms and to buy some incredibly overpriced items. There we go. That's what they do. They basically know that a lot of tourists are coming into their place, and so there aren't any prices on anything, so you have to bargain. And they start out high, my friends. They start out really high. Curio shop reminds me of Webkinz because all your angles are flattering. Imagine having even a single flattering angle. That's because all of them are flattering. If I'm invited to Octi's wedding, that'll be my first time leaving in America. Wait, actually? Most people are so worldly traveling. I'm like, I've been to Florida. Peachy, I don't mean to, I don't know how to say this, but you should leave America. You really should. And I'm not trying to say that, like rudely or anything, but you definitely should. My brother went on a safari in South Africa once. Only been to Paris to propose to Mrs. Ghost. Oh my gosh. Peachy, just get out. I don't mean like leave and never come back. I mean, you should go on a trip outside the US sometime. Get the hell out of this country. Don't come back, leave. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you should at some point leave the US. I don't even want to live in America though. Even if, I mean, you can choose then, right? Like if you want to stay, then stay, but you should at least leave the US sometime. I highly, 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 highly recommend it. Okay, what else? Okay, continued our drive to and arrived at Tulia Camp. Amboseli National Park. Okay. Got lunch, which featured the chewiest piece of lamb I've ever had. Ended up spitting it out, which hurt me to do. Got settled a bit before heading out on our first game drive. All right, and I think I have some images of that as well. Not me spitting out the lamb. Okay, more zebras. Took a lot of zebras. Okay, this was us after we got into the Amboseli. They gave us a little drink. This is where we stayed. This is where our first night was at Amboseli. They basically have these like real fancy tents. I'm gonna go cry now. Thanks, bye. There was a vote. Sorry, Peach. This is the Dump on Peachy stream. Come to Canada, Peachy. We'll take you. Part you go to person for the US. We don't deserve you, right? To bed? We'll take you to bed, Ayo. I mean, wherever, whatever we're feeling, you know. Thank you about you, Ark. If the vibes are right. So yeah, this, I don't know if I got a, I think I got pictures of the tent. But yeah, it was very cool. It was very rustic feeling. It's just like a really fancy tent, essentially. But you can hear everything. Like you can hear all the different bugs chirping. You can hear all the birds. You could hear the wind. You could hear everything. So it was a little tough to sleep in the tent, but yeah. That's a 5-star clip. Just get out, Peachy. I'm talking about my friend like that. Exactly the right amount of trash for the US. I don't know what you mean by that, Ark. I don't know what you mean by that. All right. Let's see here. Got aggressively sold to while we were waiting in the entrance line to get into Amboseli National Park. This was wild. So there are people like they make items, and I actually have one here. Like I have this bracelet that says Kenya on it. So they hand make these items, and then they sell them to people going into the national park. And what they do is if your windows are open, they just throw items in your window, and they're negotiating prices, and like you'll try to hand the stuff back and they'll put it back in your hand. It's very, very aggressive. And I don't think we bought anything that first time, but we ended up finding out that the prices that they gave were a lot more reasonable than the prices at the shops. So we actually ended up buying a decent amount of stuff that way. And we know it goes directly to that person, which is kind of nice. So dumpster is not a mirror. You ain't trash. Dumpster is not a mirror. That was pretty interesting. Okay. Saw an elephant. Elephant, not elephant. just off the road within a few minutes of beginning our game drive. Took a bunch of pics with it. Rainbow, a double rainbow appeared and lined up perfectly with another elephant. This is crazy, you guys. This is actually crazy. Okay, so look, you can see the double rainbow here, all right? There were some, I can't really tell here if those are what those are. This was the elephant along the side of the road. I got so excited, I almost dropped my phone. This was the elephant along the side of the road, like within minutes of us getting into the park. It got close too. I mean, you can see how close it is. And I told you guys the creature I was most excited to see when I went over to Africa was an elephant. So I was like, man, I hope I see an elephant. And then we see one within 5 minutes of entering the park, the first park on our trip. So yeah, it was great. Oreganova. Hey. Wow, thank you so much, Oreganova. Cheers. Cheers. Meeting time, good to have you back, Luth. Also, hug y'all. Weekend was a rough one for one sick kiddo, and you all / Luth always brighten the day every morning. Thank you so much, Ghost. And I hope that your kid starts feeling much better real soon. I missed you, my friend. I hope your week is going to be off to a good start. Oliphant. Hope kiddo feels better. Have a great day, friend. Yeah, this elephant was not. Wait. Was this elephant the rainbow summoning one? Not the one that was right up on the road. I don't think. Because I don't remember it walking away from us and getting that far away. Oh, you know what? Maybe it did, though. After we left, I think it did turn around and walk away. So. Y'all are being too nice to me. Please stop. We will not. But thanks for asking. Oreganova, how have you been? What were we up to the last week and a half? All right, so we took some pics with the elephant. Eventually, the elephant got even closer. Oh, here's me trying to show how the binoculars work. But this was like the very first time I tried using it. So, yeah, you can still see, though. The binoculars make a big difference. But you can see this is essentially my process for using the binoculars with my phone. Is I basically just hold my phone, bring the binoculars up to them. The elephant was super cute, right? That's insane, right? Doesn't it it makes a big difference, doesn't it? It is an elephant, Kay. Almost as cute as Ark, right? Thought about it. Nope. Right. Oh. So yeah, then I took a couple pics of the elephant through my binoculars, I guess. This was an older male, our guide said. I love how, okay, Octipin, almost as cute as Ark. But yeah, I got a little better at taking pics through the binoculars, but I had to practice a bit. And then that was just kind of a zoomed in shot, just using the digital zoom on my phone. It was eating the grass like right by the road, and it was very cute doing that. Watch it use its little trunk. It's not little, but you know what I'm saying. Like it wraps up the grass, and then it eats it. It's just too cute. Having a little snack right in front of us, having a little grass snack. It was very cute. And the elephants are I don't know. I loved the elephants. I freaking love elephants. They are just so gentle, so massive but so gentle. And I like how when you run into like the families, I mean, with the exception of like, there's only one male per group of herd of elephants, but that part's a little weird. But yeah, they stick together, and it's just very cute. Mrs. Magoots with the elephant. Hard to know like which part I should focus on though when I do that. Like, do I focus on the elephant? Do I focus on Mrs. Magoots and I? Like, how do I do that? And then yeah. We start driving away, and the rainbow freaking lined up perfectly with the elephant. I mean, just ridiculous. Like, actually ridiculous. There are tears in my eyes. I sat around bored, Escobar style, waiting for more loots. Actually, extremely busy work week last week. Thanks for asking. Hopefully it wasn't hectic, though. Meanwhile, my adventure with animals lately was throwing an almond to a crow that was circling a garbage can. Hey, that's pretty fun too, though. It ran to it very happily. We saw those TY Beanie Babies at work now. We have a big Dumbo plushie. You do? Went to a small circus about 10 years ago and almost cried because the elephants look so sad. I've not gone back to another circus since. That's what our guide was actually asking about, if we had been to zoos before. And we all agreed, like, I mean, naturally, we all agreed that, like, yeah, we'd been to zoos, but we much prefer seeing the animals like this because this is their home. Like, this is their actual home. We may be driving around and whatnot, but this is where they live. And they can go wherever they want. It's just awesome. So yeah, here's just kind of an image of what it looked like shortly after we passed the elephant. Just the beauty of the land. And like I said, I can't show everything. This was somebody in our group was trying to take a picture of us, but yeah, the background was being kind of a pain. So I think we did get one of those was decent, I think. This was ostriches. Some ostriches were crossing the road. The plural of elephant is elephants. The plural of elephant is parade. A parade of elephants. Is it actually? Instead of herd, it's a parade. You can see that's a female ostrich right there. I can't remember if there was a male ostrich over here as well. Okay, it's kind of a long one. Yeah, there's a male ostrich. So the male ones are black with like the pink necks, and then the females are more brown colored, like tan brown colored. There you go. That's a male ostrich just walking away. We kind of all agree they're the most dinosaur looking ones of everything out there. They're weird. They're freaking weird. There was just a regular image of the double rainbow, which is great. Go shizzle my dizzle, Peachizzle. Who's the super professional person here? I have to write an email today and want it to be super good. Super good. I love an ostrich. You do? Do you find them weird, Koro? Find them to be very weird. Okay, that's a gazelle right here, and then I actually don't know what's right next to it. Hard to tell with the zoom being what it is. Oh, there was a whole parade of elephants there, as you can see. And then I think we got some, I don't know if those are wildebeest. It's hard to tell with the camera moving as much. I was just trying to show that there were a lot of like animals around in the same view area. Yeah, that's a wildebeest there. Yeah, wildebeest, and then some elephants, more wildebeest, big herd of wildebeest. Oh, and then we saw a cheetah. We saw a cheetah. This is through my binoculars, though, because the cheetah was kind of far away. Scenery is so gorgeous, it looks like a green screen. It does. Not me doing, actually, this is a party. I appreciate your humor, Ark. I've also heard them referred to as a memory of elephants. I think that one's pretty rare to use. A memory? Actually, though? Yeah, so here are a couple shots of the cheetah. Wait, what else did I put on? Okay, so yeah, I put, saw a bunch of animals, including a cheetah relaxing after a snack and a male lion ripping a leg off of a water bucket. Which we'll get to that point. I'll try to give you a little heads up if you don't want to see that. It's pretty far away. So it's not super clear exactly what's happening, but I'll still try to give you a heads up. So here's this cheetah. And just a heads up, there is a slight bit of animal violence here coming up pretty soon. But this cheetah was just kind of relaxing. We couldn't actually see its meal yet. There were some other vehicles blocking the view. But basically, the cheetah eventually will roll over. You can see that's a video of it. I tried to catch some videos. You can see just how far away it is. We're still pretty close to it, but pictures just don't show. You know, that's what I mean. Like with the binoculars, it's kind of necessary to have the binoculars. Because otherwise it's just really hard to freaking see stuff. So yeah, here's the cheetah. The cheetah eventually, I started recording because it started moving like it was going to get up, and then it just laid back down. Okay, gruesome image here. That was its lunch. It's a little lunch meal there. So just a heads up. It did roll over and it was looking extra kitty-like. But you can see it's relaxing because it did in fact have a pretty big snack. Yeah, it's just sitting there, just watching us. With little paws chilling out. I want to hug it. Cheetahs are very cute. I mean, honestly, a lot of the big cats are very cute. Cheetahs especially, though, are very cute. But my God, are they just absolutely devastating creatures. They do some serious damage. Yeah, you can see there. I tried to get the binoculars to work again. You see its little face. Having trouble with the focus. Probably didn't help that I chose the right lens on that one. I eventually learned this stuff, but yeah. There's its meal. It pretty much only had the back leg of the creature. I don't know why. But it's actually kind of good because other creatures come along and the scavengers get fed as well. So, yeah, there's just a lone cheetah out there. Pet de belly. Big baby kitty lying there like I did that, right? Ripping a leg off a water buffalo. That one's coming up soon. What did we have here? Oh, these were monkeys. I think. These are little monkeys. Yep. Little monkeys. We saw a bunch of these later though. So this video was really cute at the time, but we saw a bunch of monkeys later on that were very similar and we got much closer to them. I'll go ahead and skip for now. But the monkeys are funny. They eat super fast. They just pick grass and then eat it. And you can see how quickly they just shovel the grass in there. And they got little butts. And again, the place is beautiful. Absolutely freaking beautiful. All right, here you go. Here's some water buffalo. Have to spray her with a water bottle constantly. These are solitary, so it makes sense that it's alone. Yeah. We saw one with some cubs later on. This was me trying to get a picture of it's really, really hard to tell because it's so cloudy. This was me trying to get a picture of, this is Mount Kilimanjaro in the background here. So you can kind of see this slope right here in the back. That is not a cloud. That is the Mount Kilimanjaro is huge. And it's over here in the background. I eventually got a better picture of it, but you can kind of just see like that's a freaking mountain there in the background. All right, and this was a female ostrich crossing the road in front of us. Very dinosaur-like. That van was like, I don't freaking care. But it got the ostrich to run away a little faster. Okay, you can kind of see a little bit more clearly now. It's still, you can't see the top, but there's Mount Kilimanjaro, that dark shadow kind of thing looking back there. What was the temperature there? It was usually it was low to mid 60s in the mornings. And then in the evenings, the heat of the day got to be about mid 80s. So it warmed up pretty quick. It stayed cool. It was super weird. It would stay cool for like really, really cool and comfortable through like 1 p.m. And then somewhere around like 2 to 3 p.m., it felt like it got hot so fast. And then at the end of the day, it cooled off so fast. Like the weather was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I want to be in a cheetah pile like that guy who fell asleep in his truck with 3 of them. Wait, actually? That's one of the peaks of Kilimanjaro. That's the shorter peak on the left, out near Kilimanjaro. This was as the sun was setting. I was trying to get a good image of like golden hour, but it was a little tough. There you can kind of see the snow capping on Mount Kilimanjaro. It's still not the top of the mountain yet, but you can see some of the snow caps starting to be visible through the clouds. A little bit more there. It's just, yeah, so pretty, right? The tallest freestanding mountain in the world. Kilimanjaro is? What is a freestanding mountain? Rose like Olympus over the Serengeti. There you go. You can see the peak of it now uncovered by the clouds, I think. But yeah, it's just a massive mountain off there in the distance. It's so cool looking. So freaking cool. And then there was an elephant that was showing up near the road as we were heading back. This is blurry because my phone took it in night mode. This is a lot darker than it appeared in the image. So yeah. Just kind of click through these. That was a little bit easier to kind of see just how dark it was. This was our room. This was the inside of the tent. You can see it's got big beds. Very cool. This was an audio sound to try to give you an idea of what it sounded like in there. And then this was the patio of like the main area of that resort. It was very pretty out there. Super pretty. It was kind of our view. That's Mount Kilimanjaro off over there, but it's still covered up by mountains or by clouds. Here we go. We have an ostrich picking at some grass. So then I didn't catch up here. We're ahead on pictures than we are here. Means the tallest mountain in the world, not part of a mountain range. Oh, it's by itself. Gotcha. Okay. 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 Oh, speaking of, where was that? Oh, maybe I got the day wrong. I think I got the day wrong. Okay, so we didn't see the lion ripping the leg off a water buffalo yet. So cheetah relaxing after a snack. Okay. All right. Continued. Okay. Eventually wrapped up the game drive and drove back to the resort. But it started pouring just before we got back, so we had to quickly close the roof of the van. Okay. Had a drink at the bar. I had a Shirley Temple, and Mrs. McGoots had a mixed drink that she said was good, but it wasn't. Told the bartender it was good, but it wasn't. She was being too nice. The freakish noodle neck, I can't. Their necks are so noodly. Weirdest animal, hands down. Hey, Snacky, how are ya? God, now I want a Shirley Temple. Do you actually, Coleman? Miss you all so much. Snacky, how have you been? How have you been? Had dinner, which was better than the lunch before. Went back to our tent for bed, but had trouble sleeping due to the animal sounds and the tent flapping in the wind. So I don't know if you could tell here. So right here, like behind the bed, you can see there's the beds go right up against the tent wall. And what would happen is the wind would blow against this tent wall, and it would basically, the tent wall would slap up against the back of the headboard of the bed. So it sounds like we know nobody's trying to break in or anything, but it just sounds like somebody's just walking around outside when that happens. So yeah, that kind of made it tough to sleep. Let's see. Wild dogs crying out in the night. I did hear some dogs, but not throughout the night. It was like early in the morning. Been all right. Super busy with work and school and babysitting. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm a little sick. Hopefully I'll be, I feel much better at this than I did at this point yesterday. So hopefully I'll continue to just feel better and better. Nobody else knows Toto's lyrics. I think a lot of people know the lyrics. All right. So that was the end of that day. Now we are on day 4, which would be Saturday, November 11th. Okay. So we ended up, this one I don't have notes for. So I guess we'll try to use our pictures here. We left after an early breakfast to go on another game drive that was supposed to be around 30 to 45 minutes, but due to some vehicle issues, it ended up being closer to 2 hours. So I don't know exactly what happened. They didn't really tell us, but one of the vehicles needed some work done on it. And so two of the other two groups kind of combined into one vehicle. And our game drive, it was only supposed to be about 30 to 45 minutes, went way long, which ended up being good for us because we saw a lot of creatures that way. But here was the ostrich. You can see it's sliding in the mud because of how wet it is out there from the rain. I started this video just a little bit too late. It almost fell right before this from sliding, but it's just very, yeah, you can see the slide there too. It's just very, very slick out there, which I felt kind of bad for the ostrich because they have long legs. It's a long way to fall. Here was a family of elephants. That wasn't the only thing making the headboard slap against the wall. You're right. We always had that in the Honduras and had a lot of roosters. Really? I've been waiting over a week to bust out these lyrics. There were a number of songs that played in my head during this trip. First, I think Cora would be excited to know the anthem of the traveling was "Sitting is the Opposite of Standing." That played in my head like nonstop because I did an awful lot of sitting on the way to to get there because it's just a lot of sitting when you're riding in the airplane and doing all that other stuff. This was one of our guides. This guy was super fun to be around. He was constantly, you could tell he just freaking loves his job. Like he just was so playful with everybody and just was a lot of fun to be around. But yeah, so Sitting is the Opposite of Standing was one of the anthems. Toto's Africa was another one that played in my head a lot. And there was another one that I'm already forgetting, but Hotel California played in my head a lot too, but that was because my phone was giving me some memories of our previous trip, and there was this guy singing Hotel California at our resort on our last trip that I took a little recording of because his voice was amazing. He had a great voice, but I think there was a little bit of the lyrics got lost in translation because I don't think English is his first language. So some of the words he said were not really, like, instead of living it up, he said libbing it up. So just things like that. So we would kind of sometimes sing to each other that. So that was stuck in my head for a little bit because I had seen the memory from that. The Lion King song from the beginning, yes. I know all of the Africa lyrics by Toto. As you should, it's the best song. Mrs. Magoots doesn't like that song. He doesn't really like it. Okay, here you can see they've got a baby elephant with them. They went and crossed. They've got two babies with them. They went and crossed the road in front of us. Look at these majestic, beautiful creatures. They actually stopped to get a drink from this puddle, which is just ridiculous and adorable. Just ridiculously adorable, right? Yeah, baby elephant was getting a little drink out of the puddle too. Let's see. You got this? All the vibes your way. Wait, what did I miss? Ever give me all your extra good luck and good vibes because this job would be perfect. Emailing this HR lady in regards to a job. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, good luck, Peachy. Yeah, there were two babies in this group. So our guide told us that there's one male elephant per group like this. And basically what happens is that if a male elephant is born, the mother has to leave with the baby male because essentially the father elephant will see the male like as a challenge. So they'll try to kill the male baby. So the females the mother has to leave with that one to protect the male. So yeah, kind Kind of a little interesting. That's the only thing about elephants that's a little bit dramatic, I would say. Other than that, they're much less drama filled than some of these other creatures. Hey, WTF, how are you? It has been a while. Things are good. I'm a little sick from my trip, but you know what? It's part of it. Part of it. So here was that family walking away. Let's see. Oh, this was the same cheetah we think from the day before. Just taking a little nap. It was asleep. We didn't see any food laying around this time. So we think it was just taking a little nap. Oh, this was very random here. I have to kind of preface this. We were rolling along down the road, and there was this bird that was just hanging in the air at like a pretty good height away from us, but it seemed to be at the same speed. So I was like, oh, this is really pretty. I should take a video of this and then check out what happens. So it's this bird just kind of going along, right? This was just by pure chance on my part. Like I had no idea why this bird was flying the way where it was or anything. All of a sudden, it stops because, and we're all like, wait, what the heck's happening over there? There is I'll try to, I think I zoom in here. There's a jackal right there. That's what that creature is. That's kind of like chewing on the leftover animal. That is actually, as our guide pointed out, that is the gazelle that the cheetah was eating the day before. The jackal is trying to get its meal. It's a scavenger, and it's trying to fend off these vultures so that it can have the meal rather than the vultures. So yeah, that's the jackal. And eventually the vultures scare off the jackal. And then the vultures, I'll kind of skip ahead here if I can. The vultures kind of start like putting their necks out and everything because they're trying to show dominance to one another on who gets to eat this carcass. So the vultures start fighting each other too. So yeah, it just ended up being like a really, like, I just was like, oh, cool. Look, this is a really cool bird just floating across the sky here. And then next thing we know, they're fighting over this carcass. It was just the timing was very cool. Sounds like my dad had to hide me away from my dad. Nature can be very cruel. Yeah. Your vacation was canceled last week because you got COVID. Oh no, Chris, where were you going to go? The way the elephants are, it sounds like a cult. There can only be one male. Oh, there are several packs that are the same way. Thompson gazelles are the same way, which is pretty weird. I think I got a video of that eventually too, but I didn't necessarily expect we could go through the entire thing today. That's a wildebeest there. By the way, wildebeest and vultures, both parts. So have you guys ever heard of the Big Five? So the Big Five are like the creatures that are essentially the toughest for humans to hunt. They put the hardest fight. They basically give the biggest fight back. So the Big Five are, let's see if I can remember all of them. Lions, leopards, water buffalo, elephants, and oh shoot, I just had it in my head a second ago. What did I say? Lions, leopards, elephants, water buffalo, and the hippo's not part of the Big Five, if you can believe it. Rhinos. And I was like, why am I not thinking of it? We didn't see a rhino while we were there. That's why, yeah, that was we saw the other four, but we didn't see a rhino. We could have went to another national park, but we were beat, and we ended up meeting up with Mrs. Magoot's friend, which kind of took the time that we didn't have, that we would have went to the other national park to see the rhinos. But yeah, rhinos are the last one of the Big Five. So in other words, the Big Five are basically the ones that were the most difficult for people to hunt. There are several other fives, and the one that I found to be the funniest was called the Ugly Five. So we did see all five of the Ugly Five. Wildebeest are in the Ugly Five. Vultures are in the Ugly Five, and I've got some others here as well that we did in it. I took pictures of that I can show you. But yeah, basically the ugliest creatures, which I didn't think was very fair. Just some more scenery here. You can see it's just beautiful scenery, and then bam, elephant. It's just like, I just loved that. That was a wildebeest just kind of trotting around. I thought maybe it was running from something, so I started a video. Turned out it wasn't. That was some sort of crowned bird I've got on a list. We tried taking a list of everything that we saw. This, you can't see from this image, but I took this image on purpose so you could see just how far off the road it was. Our guide was like, oh, look, female lions out over there. And we're like, what? They're not using binoculars or anything. They're like, yep, there's some female lions right over there. So I took this picture to show you just how impressive they are with spotting these animals. If I zoom in a bit, right, this is 100%. You can see these little blobs here. Those are female lions just laying out there. They were unfreaking real at spotting these animals. But I took that just to show just how good they are. So this is me zoomed in all the way on my phone, like 9 times or 10 times. You can barely see. So yeah, slightly less zoomed in. There's the male. So just a little heads up. I do have a video here in a second. You can see just how far away it is. This was the male lion that was tearing apart the buffalo. So video coming in here now. Yeah. Their vision is just so incredibly impressive. It's super amazing, Koro. So yeah, that was the male. The male on one side of the road, females on the other side. That was the pic of the male through the binoculars. The lighting was tough because it was very far. And I'm not sure what the... Oh, this is Kilimanjaro. Video of Kilimanjaro. You can see that's Kilimanjaro off there. It's just so freaking massive. It's just unreal. Beautiful. We wish it was less cloudy, but still, the weather was amazing. Like, it's hard to even blame the cloudiness and whatnot. So in this case, saw a bunch more animals, but the highlight was seeing the pack of female lions chilling on one side of the road off about 80 plus meters. And while a male lion was ripping a leg off of a water buffalo on the other side of the road, another 80, let's say, it was slightly closer, about 75 meters away. Suddenly realized that I'm starving. Oh, seeing the water buffaloes getting eaten, that reminded you you're starving. I guess I don't really hunt hippos for anything. I love the big water kitties, but they say they're terrifying to encounter. They are. Yeah, yeah. Video and stills are freaking fantastic so far. What a vacation. I'm glad you're enjoying them, Ursa. It's already 10:30 and I'm only through like part of the trip. I might have to do... We can maybe do this a little bit more tomorrow. Yeah. One second. Okay, sorry, I just want to make sure. I had a message from one of the coaches, so I wanted to make sure everything was okay. All right. Okay. So then this one, I don't think I really have too many notes. This day was less of note, if you will. Eventually hit the road to head up towards Aberdare National Park, which was the longest and most uncomfortable drive of the trip. Ended up being about 7 hours. 7 hours in the car that day. It was a lot. Stopped for lunch at a beautiful resort called Sagawa, I want to say. Hey, Goosey, how are you doing? That might have had something to do with it, Lutz, right? That might have had something to do with it. Wish we could have stayed the night there. So this was Sagawa, I think is what it was called. It was beautiful. So yeah, this was kind of a little balcony. It's hard to see in this picture, but about to have an appointment, so lurking out. What kind of a none of my business. Goosey, hope your appointment goes well. I was like, just natural to be like, oh, what kind of appointment? Hope your appointment goes well, Goosey. Therapy, all good, all good. Well, I hope it's enriching. But you can see the different flowers. They had these purple flowering trees that were just gorgeous. And then, yeah, lots of just this area was very green as we went up towards Aberdare National Park. Lots of greenery. This is not the same resort. This was where we were at the next day. So eventually at the... Okay. Arrived at... this was called Aberdare Country Club, I believe. For the evening. Only about 30 minutes to an hour before dark. So we didn't have enough time to explore the area. This was our biggest gripe. I thought that overall this area it had tons of potential. For some reason in our itinerary, they just didn't give this place its due at all. So we made that really long trip up from Amboseli up to Aberdare, which left pretty much no time for us to explore this place before nighttime. And then nighttime comes, we get dinner, so we get a chance to hang out, kind of just, whatever. The room was a little bit more comfortable, but there were some bugs in it. The room was a little more comfortable than our tent, I would say, just in terms of like sound, but there were a lot of bugs in there. And then the food was really good as well. I did want to make a note of that. This was possibly my favorite food of the trip. The kitchen staff was super friendly and the food was well varied. I thought it was just a really good area. So we lamented the fact that we got there so late we didn't get a chance to see it in the night, and then basically we got up, got breakfast, and left right after breakfast. So we just had no time. We had no time to get a good look at this place. So yeah. So then that brings us to day 5, which is going to be Sunday, November 12th, I believe. Is that what I'm on now? November 12th? Yeah. Okay. Woke up for breakfast. Caught a bunch, got startled by a male peacock in a tree directly above us as we walked to breakfast. This was hilarious. This thing was in a tree directly above us. I mean, straight above us. And it did it as we were walking right under it. And it was so loud, it made us jump. We had no idea what was happening at first. When it dries out a little outside, I'm going to clear out the fire pit in the backyard so I can light a fire for no good reason. There's always a good reason to have a fire. Are there food pics? I don't think there are many food pics. I'm trying to think of... I certainly don't want to undersell the food, Ursa. This food was not extravagant in my mind. The food was very good where we were at. All the places made very good food, but it was not extravagant. A lot of it was like Indian food, in fact. And I didn't realize that Kenyans eat a lot of Indian food because Kenya was colonized by the British, but the Indians were basically, I don't know, they were in the area as well or something. I didn't fully understand that. But they passed on a lot of their food traditions to the Kenyans. And so a lot of the food that you eat if you go to Kenya is Indian food, which is great for us. We love Indian food. But yeah, it's not exactly the most extravagant. It's not super picturesque either, but it is very tasty. So yeah, a lot of curries. Exactly. A lot of curries. A lot of curries, masalas, a lot of that. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I had Ethiopian fare, which is a bit different, but we also liked Ethiopian food, so I didn't know which one to expect. That assumes I'm still living, that I'm still living here. I might be back at the folks' place by then. I got so many of those auto rejections. Got my email sent and another automatic rejection from Indeed for a separate job listing. Yeah. I don't know, Peachy. There might be a bit of a conspiracy going on, but I don't think everybody's hiring that says that they have postings for. I just don't think that they are. I don't know what benefit they gain by keeping a job posting available 24/7, but I don't think that they're hiring nearly as much as they say they are. We ordered Indian this weekend. God, I love Indian food. It's so good. So good. This email sent was in regards to an automatic rejection because I don't have enough experience, but they listed the HR lady's email in the job description. So nice. I believe that, honestly. Yeah, I don't think they're hiring as much as they say they are. Okay, so we got startled by a male peacock, and you can see this is the place that I was talking about. We really would have liked to explore it because it's gorgeous. This was me taking a picture. I was trying to take a picture of a female, and it jumped as I took the picture. Trying to get a good picture of it. There are a couple females there. There were so many female peacocks. Here's a male peacock, really peacocking out on the side of the building. I shared one of these images in Discord. This building was very picturesque. You can see these are female peacocks over here. Here's the male. Some more females and the male. Got a little closer. The male wasn't too afraid. I did take a video because I wanted to show you just how many females were over here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 females just in this frame right here. There were a couple more females right over there. This peacock was pulling. This peacock was pulling. Peacocking needs to be introduced into our daily vocabulary. It does, yeah. Indeed, in many other job sites, auto-reject based on certain words the computer reads. Oh, 1 second here, friends. I realized our music ended, so let's go ahead and go to, let's just replay the same one. That was a pretty good playlist. Have you ever heard one of those scream, "My soul left my body"? Yeah, so I was saying, like, we were walking down to breakfast, and one was in the tree directly above us and went, "Whoa!" Ah, and startled the crap out of us. We had no idea it was there. And I even said, I was like, we heard one in the evening, and I was like, was that a peacock? And Mrs. Magoots looked at me and was like, she's like, yeah, it must have been. I don't know what else makes that sound. And so then we ended up talking to some of the people from our group as we went to dinner, and they were like, oh, we saw one of the male peacocks. So I was like, yeah, I figured it had to have been. But yeah, they were they love just kind of being up here around the building. Perched over here. I got a real kick out of the fact that this was my seat at the dinner table, or at the breakfast table. You could see that same peacock I took a picture of. Right out the window, it was there. You could see it from where I was sitting. But I had to take a video. Hang on, that. Out the other door, so on both sides there were peacocks, male peacocks facing us with their wings fully out and everything. I thought that was hilarious. Mrs. Magoots was laughing at me because of how much of a kick I was getting out of this. Just 2 peacocks on either side. Of course, I had to take a picture of Mrs. Magoots with the scenery. It was too lovely not to. It's all AI, sucks hardcore. Reintroduced. They're not hiring as much as they say. I've tried calling a couple places that have job listings on Indeed, and they all said we're not currently hiring. Wow. That's bold that they would just say that to you. Chances of being attacked by a peacock are low, but never zero. She makes the scenery perfection. Agreed. Yeah, look at this place. It was just so well manicured and maintained, the grounds. But then you can also see the mountains in the background. And I really lamented the fact that we didn't get more time here because it just seemed lovely. There was the peacock up in the tree. Started doing a call. I caught some cute, very tiny little birds. Got pictures of. Here's a male peacock that was just very unaffected by me walking out of there. In fact, decided that he wanted to use the stairs right in front of me. So it was an interesting little ceremony he put on. You can see just how shiny they are too. Their coats are so beautiful. But yeah, it just kind of walks up the stairs beside me. Decides, I want to be up on this ledge. So jumps up on the ledge. And is like, I decide I want to be back down where I started. So kind of does a little flappy back down there. It was very interesting. Just kind of did a circle around me. It was too lovely not to. The scenery was great too. Even the areas that weren't as green were just beautiful. Yes. I think that having the listing makes the overworked employees feel better thinking they will get help that they need. Oh, geez. That would be depressing. Round borbs. They're so beautiful. Holy crap. They really are. Peacocks are awesome. Okay. So then hopped back in the vehicle for a much shorter trip. This time to Lake Naivasha. Made stops after two. I think the total trip was around 4 hours with 2 stops in the middle. One of the stops was at the equator, where we got a demonstration that shows the polarity using water and a matchstick. I don't think I have a video of that, but that was kind of cool. I can explain it if you're curious. But look how green and just scenic it was. There are baboons on the side of the road. It's just so wild because we would see like squirrels on the side of the road, and like baboons are so incredibly exotic to us, and they're just running around on the side of the road there. I actually asked our guide, like, do baboons cause like major issues in the villages in which they like reside near? And he said, yes, they do. They can basically, do everything that raccoons do for us, except they're just way smarter. They're just way smarter and stronger too. So think about a raccoon that's had some sort of like limitless pill, and also is jacked up on steroids, and then you'd have baboons. And there are a lot of baboons too, a lot of them. So yeah, they basically they're a nuisance because they can kill people's chickens and their stock. They can get into homes, steal food, all sorts of different stuff. So hey Lala, how are you? So yeah, but they were very cute. The baboons were very cute. And I caught a picture of yeah, so there's some running alongside the road or running across the road, which you still cannot like hit them or anything. It's big time against the law to run over a baboon. Just some more beautiful scenery. Here's us at the equator. So you can see these pitchers down here on the ground. Basically what they would do is they'd fill the pitchers with water, and then they would pour it through a funnel, and they would put a matchstick right on top. And when you were on one side of the equator, so where I took this picture is being taken from, I didn't take the picture, obviously I'm in the picture, but where the picture is being taken from, the matchstick would spin one way. We'd walk over to the corner of the building over there and do the same thing. The matchstick would spin the other way as the water is funneling out of the funnel. Very cool. Why would you want to hit them? Oh, I didn't want to hit them. I'm just saying, you saw that it was crossing in front of the road. Our drivers are extra careful about it because it is very illegal to hit one. The drivers are very careful there in general. I mean, driving over there is a whole nother experience. We would really struggle. How was y'all's trip? Was it amazing? It was absolutely amazing. So here's more equator pics. I didn't take those. So this was the village that we stopped in to see the equator, which I thought was I wanted to take some pics of it so you could kind of see what it looked like over there. We went to a falls. This was called Thompson Falls. The second stop was at Thompson Falls, where we were accosted for some money after taking a picture I didn't ask to take. I should have known it was coming. The picture is on here, but here's Mrs. Magoots and I. This was one of the people on our trip that took this picture. So this was great. Oh, you know what? They might have been on. Oh, it's Thompson's Falls. Okay, not Thompson. I thought that seemed a little odd. So Thompson's Falls. There we go. But the falls were lovely. Equator, I barely know her. Regularly see peacocks at the Omaha Zoo. They're vicious little forkers. We had a bunch in my high school that would roam the classrooms. Wait, actually? Peacocks? I've only encountered a couple peacocks. They've all been friendly. Not sure how crafting sites get their peacock feathers. Now I feel sort of bad that I buy so many. There were peacock feathers on the ground for what it's worth, Ursa. I think they shed some of them. Hopefully they're not killing the peacocks to get them, but they do shed them. Or they fall out as they, you know, I mean, they're pretty agile birds. So they jump. I mean, you saw it one climbed a tree, so it could get brushed off on the bark. So I wouldn't worry too much unless you know for sure they're killing them. So here's a baboon on the side of the road. There's a little tiny baboon on the side of the road. I think I have a picture in here. Yeah, there's one baboon riding on the back of a little baby baboon riding on the back of a bigger baboon. Which was very cute. They just like hug on there real tight as they go running places. A baboon backpack, exactly. Yeah. Why do you got to bring Dan into this? Look like you're both enjoying your time. Oh, we were definitely enjoying it for sure. That is so cute. Okay, so this was our hotel that we stayed at in Lake Naivasha, which was our favorite place. Both of our favorite place. The grounds were lovely. We didn't have a game drive here, so we didn't get to go out and see a bunch of creatures, but a lot of them just kind of came to us. And I took a picture of this, which I posted on Discord. So you can see, like, they have a sign out there that says, like, you should not go out here past 7 p.m. because there are hippos that come out, and hippos are very, very dangerous. So yeah. Let's see here. Arrived at Lake Naivasha Country Club to stay for the next night, which ended up being our favorite location in terms of hotel and just ended up being our favorite hotel. Let's see. Wandered the grounds and made note of the fact that there were signs warning guests not to go out too far after 7 p.m. due to hippos roaming the area. BRB. All right, Snacky. My brother worked at Henry Dorley Zoo. Someone tried to put a peacock in a bag to take it home because the peacocks just roam around free. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ark, I don't know. Like, I'm feeling like I probably won't ever go to a zoo again. Not necessarily because I've been spoiled now by seeing these creatures in their natural habitat, but zoos are sad. Zoos are just so sad. The animals are just, I mean, it's not where they belong, you know? Ended up being our favorite hotel and our favorite, most comfortable bed. Well, the nice thing about this was there weren't too many bugs in this one. It was quiet. So it was a combination of quiet and also not too many bugs in the room. But then their grounds were just incredible. The grounds were amazing. And I'll show you with some of these other pictures. But look at this. I mean, this is a pathway that just goes from the hotel to just the lake that's out there. You can see we went out there early on. Just lovely. And it was rainy. It was rainy that day. But it cleared up real nice the next day. There were some birds. This was an orange and blue bird, which my Illinois Fighting Illini won that day. So I called it the Illini bird. It was very pretty. This was a starling, in fact. So not a bird that anybody would be that thrilled about. There in Lake Naivasha, because they're kind of like crash birds, but I thought it was very pretty. It has very like radiant silver eyes too. It's kind of cool. So, it is a pretty starling. Very pretty. Loving this extended Loots content. It's like Loots After Dark, but in the daytime. First encounter was when roaming the parking lot of the Seattle Zoo blew my mind. Just set this bird in here. No one will know. Holy moly, people. Birds are pretty, agreed. Yeah, I might become a bird person after this trip. European starlings in our country are horrible things. Yeah. At the same time, though, Henry Dorley being a research zoo that also focuses on doing things like breeding endangered. Yeah, and that's where I feel sort of torn about it because there is a conservation aspect to it. Yeah. So, oh yeah, it was called the Superb Glossy Starling. That's what it was. The orange and bluebird, which I called the Illini. The Illini starling. And then, yeah, there were a lot of monkeys at this resort. So this was one eyeing up the one of the lunch tables down below. So it's peeking over the ledge and whatnot. I caught a few pictures of it. That was it sitting on one of the Wi-Fi extenders. And that's with binoculars. This was before I knew how many monkeys were at this place. I took a lot of pictures of this one monkey because like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. It's so rare to see a monkey this close. Yeah, just wait. So this is Mrs. Magoo sitting outside of our room. This was interesting. So I thought, so its altitude 6,200 feet above sea level. I thought that was kind of impressive. Not all zoos are research and conservation. That's true. Yeah. The ones that are do good work. So I didn't realize, like, I couldn't really tell. I don't know how high. I mean, this is well over a mile above sea level. I don't know. I didn't try doing any real exercise there, so I don't really know how big of a difference it was. But I didn't really know. Had I not seen this sign, I would not have known. Other than that, it was cooler here. Temperature-wise, was cooler here, but their grounds were just lovely. There was zebra out in their front yard. Just zebra, just chilling. This was a procession of waterbuck. Waterbuck just chilling also in their front yard at this place. This is their parking lot. Waterbuck are really pretty. They're basically like furry deer, bigger and more furry than our deer here. But they're awesome. So these are the waterbuck. There were a lot of them. There were a lot. So we went back to the room to rest on the front porch. And the next thing we know, all the waterbuck that we saw back in the front yard, they just decided to make a procession through our area of the grounds. So all of a sudden, now we're sitting on our front porch of our room that we're staying at. And all these waterbuck are going along. And Mrs. Magoo says to me, she's actually the one taking the video. And she's like, wouldn't it be funny if all the zebra came out here too? And I was like, I can't imagine the zebra are going to follow the waterbuck. Well, my friends, the zebra followed the waterbuck. So they all just wandered out there. Just everybody was coming around from the front yard back into where the rooms were. It was funny, but also quite lovely. This was a very long video because we wanted to show just how many animals were making this procession. So, and then eventually they kind of took off running. Not sure what spooked them, but they took off running a little bit. Not like a frantic run, but just kind of like a trot, picking up the speed kind of thing. So yeah. Explored the grounds a bit and watched a monkey steal some sugar packets off of the table that some of our group members were having tea at. Also wandered into the front yards of the hotel and noticed a lot of zebras and waterbuck. Went back to our room to sit on the front porch, and all of the waterbuck and zebras proceeded to walk through our yard. Interesting, the altitude is in feet and distance from the equator is in kilometers. Yeah, it is pretty interesting, right? 1.2 miles or 1.9 kilometers. the Mrs. Manifest things. We tried to manifest a rhino so many times. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but when Mrs. Lutz had premonition of what would happen, she is magic. She is magic. No disagreements. All right. Okay, so then I spent roughly the next hour and a half watching the monkeys monkey around. I don't know what else to say. Miss Magoo's is actually a Disney princess. Maybe. They ran around chasing each other in trees. A mama carried a baby around eating while looking for fruits, and another monkey broke into a room just a few doors down from us in order to steal their sugar packets from their coffee bar. So these monkeys, like, I didn't get a video of it exactly, but these monkeys, so some guests were just checking into the hotel, like as we were getting settled and everything. So this pair of guests like checked into they checked into their room, shut the door but didn't lock it or something. I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe they just kind of left the door cracked. I don't know. Anyway, they left their room to go get something. Their next door neighbors, which was some of their family, is watching these monkeys. These monkeys peek in the window, make sure nobody's in the room. They open the door, run in, open the drawer, which this person got video of, and they showed us the video. They open this drawer that the coffee stuff is in. They steal the sugar packets and run out. Like, heist of the century. It was hilarious. These monkeys just knew exactly where the sugar was. They didn't want anything else. They just wanted the freaking sugar. So they actually broke into this couple's room. It was hilarious. I was watching, like, I seriously could have spent so much time watching the monkeys. It was incredible. So yeah, here's one monkey that's got the baby monkey. This was the one I was talking about that had the baby monkey on it while looking for fruit. I ended up getting a better picture, so I'm kind of moving through these a little quickly, but couple monkeys. Yeah, you can see the babies on the bottom of this one here. This was the fruits. I don't know what fruit that was. They were picking them off the tree and just tearing them apart and eating them. There's the monkey holding on to the other monkey. This was a monkey. I don't know if this was our patio. I think this was our patio, actually. Just kind of went across. Oh no, it's not, because we didn't have an umbrella. So yeah, this was the next door neighbor one. Quinn! What's going on, Quinn? Cheers, my friend. How are you doing? Cheers. Zach. You'd be the best mom. How I'm trying to be as a mom, right? She most resembles Jasmine of the princesses that I can think of / remember. Watching the monkeys monkey around. God, I love you, Lutz. I just didn't know what else do you say? Okay, yeah, here's where I finally got a better picture of the mom and baby, which I did share in Discord. I tried to get a video of it too. Using the binoculars. I struggle with the binoculars on this part, I remember. But you can see it is sometimes a little tough. I couldn't get the focus to work quite right, but that was because the binoculars weren't really focused. But this was the monkey. They just tear the fruit off using their teeth, the skin off the fruit, and then they just kind of share the fruit. Chris! My goodness. Thank you so much, Chris. Here's to you. Thank you so much for sharing these details. Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for listening. I really didn't know how many people would care. Cheers. I didn't know if anybody would care. Quinn, how have you been? What's new? You know what? Never mind. Not going to say it. Wait. What now? Cut that out. Where's the... Okay, that was a pretty decent picture of baby. Yeah, there. Right there. Finally got it in my binoculars to work properly. So yeah, you can see a little baby monkey there holding on to mama, eating the fruit. Very cool. And then at night, so at 7 o'clock, I think dinner started at this place at 7:30. At 7 o'clock, so starting at 7, you have to ask for an escort from the front desk in order to wander around. And this is why, right here. These are hippos grazing on the grounds of the hotel. So yeah, so they just walk around, just munching on the grass. And as you know, as you most likely know, hippos are very dangerous to humans. They can kill you very, very easily. And they're kind of aggressive too, actually, in fact. So yeah, this was basically taking a picture. A guard is standing right next to us when we took the picture. So yeah, there were 3 hippos. There were 4 total. I don't think I captured the 4th one in this image, but yeah, so how do I put this into words here? Got cleaned up before dinner. Oh, actually, I don't know if I got cleaned up or not. Let's see. Got ready for dinner and had to call the front desk to ask for an escort per hotel rules after 7 p.m. due to hippos. Our escort told us that there were 4 hippos on the lawn already and took us to go see them from a safe distance to take pictures. Yeah, went to dinner. Also told us that there were giraffes that came to munch on the trees around the property around 11 p.m. They were hippoing around. Jezraiah, how are you? Hippos are huge. Good old river horse. Wait, what? I didn't know if anybody would care. What do you mean by that? Do you not know us, Lutz? Well, I just, sometimes like, I don't know how to put this. I don't want it to sound negative, but sometimes, like travel especially, sometimes people are like, oh, that's cool. I'm really glad you went on that trip, but they don't really care to hear about it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I'm glad you're enjoying it too, Capybara. Let's make a baby. I have some Play-Doh lying around somewhere. All we need is some googly eyes and sticks. Bet I'm on my way. I think I'd pass off if I got a text saying you were in New York. I wouldn't know how to deal. My predecessors. Your predecessors. Cora's being mean to herself again. I think so, yeah. See hippos in Walmart all the time and never find an escort to help me out. Hippos? Oh my. I'll fight you right now. Who hurt you? Been here all the time working from home. How's your day going, Jezraiah? How have you been? What's new? Only when I'm in nacho mode. Let me find my stretchy pants. Ate dinner and went back to the room to, let's see, this was late Sunday night. Watched the Titans game while waiting for the giraffes to show up. The Titans lost. Titans lost to the Steelers. It was actually a somewhat decent game, but they still lost. Stayed up until roughly, let's see, was it 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.? I think it was around 2 a.m. Trying to see the giraffes and then not being able to fall back asleep without any luck. We didn't see the giraffes. We really wanted to see. We hadn't seen giraffes up close. The only giraffes we had really seen were along the road that I showed you earlier. So when a couple of the security members at the hotel said that, yeah, we do have giraffes that come out just about every night to come munch on the trees, we were like, okay, we need to go out there because they said they would take us out there to look at them from a safe distance. Again, safe because of the hippos. The giraffes are not aggressive, but I never heard, like I never saw the giraffe from my window, and I didn't want to call the front desk in the middle of the night to be like, hey, can you take me out? And then there not be any giraffes. So. Life is great. Work is super easy today. Only work Monday through Wednesday and then off till next Tuesday. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I'm glad work is easy too. When I was 6 or 7, my uncle returned from safari and showed us a video reel of monkeys and giraffes getting drunk off a fruit-bearing tree. It was one of my favorite memories. The giraffes were wobbling. Maybe, any idea what kind of fruit that was? Was it just naturally fermented? Hang on, Luke, did you go on vacation in Kenya only to still watch American sports ball? I did, yeah. Not only to, but yes. I did watch the game. I was trying to stay awake. Because I wanted to see these giraffes, and I would have just passed out. Who's having nachos? I'm in. Grabs extra bag of chips. Munch might be my favorite word. Munch. Those giraffes were munching. I mean, that's what they do, though. They kind of... I don't know. That's like very munchy, right? Some more hippos. Took a little video so you could try to see. There was the 4th hippo back there. So you can see all 4 hippos are in this frame now. Well, not the frame, but they're in the video. Yeah. They don't really care as long as you don't get too close. They don't really care. They're just there to munch grass. That's it. You know? Okay. So that was pretty much it for that day. So then this is Monday the 13th, which is day 6. Monday the 13th. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save this document here. Friends, it's after 11 o'clock. I do have some things I have to get done today. What do you say we just pick it up back here tomorrow? Would you guys be cool with that? Do you want to hear more about the trip, or do you want to... I mean, my plan was to get into some pretty heavy Valheiming as I got back. If you remember my kind of long spiel about that, I planned on playing some Valheim. Valheim will still be there. So yeah, we still have... I guess what I could do is just do this. Try to lay the days out. So this would be day 7, which was Tuesday, November 14th. And then we had day 8, which was Wednesday, November 15th. And then we only had one more day. Day 9, which was Thursday, November 16th. That was our last day. Well, yeah, that was our last day in Kenya because we ended up, not really making it back till late Friday, but yeah. This was awesome. So glad you're back safe. Thank you so much, Koro. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really glad people have enjoyed this little recap. It'll be nice for me to look back on too if I want to watch the stream again just to kind of relive things. It's still pretty fresh in my mind. I'm a little upset at myself that I didn't. So if you look at my list, there are basically 3 days that I didn't put any notes for. Actually, more than that. I have notes for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, nothing for Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Then I have notes for Tuesday. So I'm also missing Wednesday and Thursday. And it was just tough because I felt like time was moving by so fast while we were there. I just didn't have a chance to sit down and make notes on the day. But it is still pretty fresh in my mind. So I'm actually glad that you guys are enjoying this because it's helping me out too, to kind of just walk you through everything we did. Because I don't want to forget, I like the journaling, but I didn't do it in the moment, which I got a little upset at myself for. So here for more trip. Thank you so much, Snacky. I hear to munch ass and chew bubblegum, all out of bubblegum. Wait a minute, that's not right. Yeah, super glad you're enjoying it as well, Capybara. 24-hour stream, we just talk about this all day. I bet. I'm gonna cuddle my lizard doggo plush. Should I nap more before I go to work? I would say that might not be a bad idea, Ark. Care about you and the missus. We care about your trips and want to be an intimate part of every aspect of your lives within reason. I love the quotations there, Ursa. Little disclaimer. Within reason, Africa is seriously so pretty. I don't remember. I was trying to find the image, and if I find it, I will share it with you. Book Punk! Hey, Book. How are you doing? Howdy from Texas. Howdy from Indiana, my friend. I can actually say that now. I am in Indiana. Cheers. Thank you so much, Book. How have you been? Oh gosh, what was I saying? Oh, yes, Africa's so pretty. Okay. So there was an image I saw and I sent to Mrs. Magoots, and I don't remember what platform I sent it on her. I sent it on to her because if I can find it, I'll share it with you guys. It was just this list of like places that are really beautiful places to visit, and it shows the best time of year, like kind of like a little timeline of best time of year to go visit. And some of them because, you know, like you don't want to go during the rainiest part of the year because you might go like 7 days straight with it's just pouring down rain the whole time, or you might go and there's no sunlight there, or, you know, something like that. And of all these places, Bora Bora was on there, it was funny because we went to Bora Bora, and the timeline that it showed that for when we went, it showed that it was really great to go, but not the peak time, I guess, to go because it was still during the rainy season. I have zero regrets about going when we did, by the way, but for Kenya, it showed Kenya on that list. The entire timeline, it said amazing. Perfect time to go. Kenya's never not beautiful. Just go, basically. So yeah, that when I saw that, I was less nervous about the fact that we were going in during rainy season, and I was just sort of like, you know, hey, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And sure enough, it was. Like, it rained. Absolutely, it rained while we were there, and sometimes pretty heavy. But like, it was. I can't imagine a bad time to go based on my week there, you know, or my 8 days there, however long it was. I can't imagine it being a bad time. Thank you so much, Book. I'm glad to be back safe and sound as well. I am a little sick, but we'll get over that. I actually haven't even had any medicine today, and I feel pretty good. I am congested. You can probably tell in my voice, but yeah. Work from 11:45 Central, only like 6:15 Central, which is wild to me since I just did 3 10-hour days in a row. Oh, dang. Well, that is going to feel like a break then. Less than 7 hours. Book. It's too breathtaking. Would you go, Quinn? Would you do it? Or have you been? Did you ever take advantage of any like J-term trips or anything like that? Went like 8 to 10 years ago. Okay. Heck yeah. Was it a J-term trip? Mrs. Magoots did a J-term trip. I never did, though. I never got to do one. Unfortunately, I didn't have the funds at the time. J-term to South Africa / Namibia. Wow. That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's sick. Did you go with anybody that I knew? Or anybody that you knew before that? Oh, Goobs went? Okay. Man, what was that like? My aunt and uncle used to live in Johannesburg. Oh, that's awesome. That's where I'm just gonna say Mrs. Magoots' mother. I can't say Mama Magoots, that's my mom. Mrs. Magoots' mother, Mrs. Magoots in law, that's where she'll be landing sometime in January, I think. So it was rough. Oh no. Oh no. No, they live somewhere in Australia. Oh wow. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to go to South Africa, but I'm really glad we went to Kenya specifically. And I would probably, just based on what I've heard about South Africa, I think I would choose Kenya over South Africa, but I would love to go to South Africa as well. But the main, I mean, again, one of the biggest attractions that pulled us there was Mrs. Magoots' friend that lives there. So yeah, that's one thing South Africa doesn't have, you know. But yeah, man, that's crazy though. I didn't know that. I didn't know you went with Coops too. Oh man. Well, I'm sure it was still a great time. Goobs just makes things very, very interesting. All right, well, friends, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. We still have 4 more days. Like I said, if we want to cover them tomorrow, we'll just do that tomorrow. How's that sound? For now, let's head to the tavern. South Africa has your romantic partner? Oh, really? Have you been? Did you say, I don't know, did you mention if you'd been before, Ark? Or will you go? All right, friends, I got a lot of thank yous to give out. We could also possibly look at raiding somebody. I do have to kind of get some stuff done. I do have a haircut also. You can tell my hair is kind of crazy. That's why I just left it as is. I have a haircut coming up later today. Do a little peek here. Ooh, this could be interesting. Yeah, I think I know where we'll go after this. Okay. So yeah, friends, let me have some thank yous. I have a lot of thank yous to give. You guys popped off today. I seriously appreciate it. I'll finish what I'm saying here in just a second once I get out some thanks. K Dizzle, Coleman, Iron, Jard, Undeserved Capybara, The True Kel, A Sword Bear, Oreganova, Lil Sack of Nuts, Brisk Keeps Moving, and Bookpunk. Thank you so much for the subs. My freaking goodness. Also on the Cheers squad, Ursa Cat, Undeserved Capybara, Iron, Professor EXP, and Arc OSV1. Our mod squad on the day was Octi, Coleman, and Iron. Did that miss anybody? Also, Nonder, thank you so much for the raid. And our Ko-fi members, Arc, Bookpunk, Coleman, Iron, Phil, Peachy, and Spooky. Yeah, I'm seriously like, I truly didn't know how much people would care. And I know that sounds kind of bad. But I didn't know. I didn't know if anybody would really care to hear about the trip. I'm also, I'll be honest, like I said, I'm exhausted. What? Arc! Arc! My OS! Thank you so much for gifting this. Oh, no, not gifting the sub, for subbing. Sorry, my brain's broken a little bit there. Thank you so much for the sub. Cheers. Appreciate you, Arc. Ope. I like the ope. Yeah, I just didn't know how much people would care. And I was just exhausted this morning too, and I'm sick. So I was trying to get woken up and all that. And like I said, I need to take a shower. I just wanted to take a full shower because I just was feeling grumpy and kind of, I don't know. Just to be honest, I just was in a not the best headspace. I don't really know why exactly. Just wasn't in a great headspace. And I kind of thought to myself in the shower, I'm like, man, is anybody even really gonna care if I talk about the trip? So it's sort of like, maybe I just don't stream today. Yeah, I don't know. So I think part of it is just my grumpiness based on my lack of sleep. And being sick. So yeah, it was really refreshing, everybody, to hear that you guys were enjoying hearing me talk about the trip. So hey, Kama, how are you doing? Thank you so much. I will try to get better soon. I seriously feel so much better than I did yesterday. Things are really moving in a positive direction. So yeah, hopefully I can even be 100% by the time, Thanksgiving rolls around on Thursday. Yeah. Never have, but I do plan. Oh, thanks for all the monkey business. I missed that first message from you, Kama, too. Of course. Never have, but I do plan to at some point in the future. It's prohibitively expensive for either of us to visit each other. I bet, yeah. Thank you so much, Lutz, for sharing this amazing trip with us. Can't wait for part 2 tomorrow. You have a great day as well, Ursa. And Lala. Thank you so much. Seriously, everybody. I feel much better even just after talking with you all, too. And yeah, you guys mean a lot to me. I missed y'all. I was super glad to be on the trip. I missed y'all. I'm glad to be back even for just a couple days. I don't know what Thanksgiving morning is looking like. I honestly don't even know what my whole week is going to look like in terms of streams, but I think it'll be mostly a normal week. I think. But yeah, it'll be great to be catching back up with you guys throughout the week. So love you, Lutz, and friends. Love you, Koro. Bye, Lutz. Bye, friends. Love you, Snacky. Friends, hope you have an amazing rest of your day. We are going to go ahead and raid. We're going to raid on over to Maddie Braun. So stick around. Moogle partner is also a master's student. Oh, dang. Okay. That would make things even tougher. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to find a schedule and yeah. Oh, Sandoval. Hey, Sandoval. Sandoval, we're just about to raid, but I hope you're doing well, my friend. I missed you. I hope you're having a good day. Let's go say hello to Maddie Braun, playing some Final Fantasy 12 for the first time. All right. So I know we got some Final Fantasy fans in stream, so just don't spoil it for him. All right. Miss you too, Sandoval. Friends, I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk more about the trip, I guess. Until then, please take care of yourselves and others. Stay safe out there. Know that you are loved, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.